For our series on tough topics, we wanted to offer some perspective, study questions, alternative scriptures, some podcasts maybe, or articles that would be helpful as we sort of deal with, wrestle with, reckon with the way particular scriptures have been taught. And so I started listening to some podcasts just to see, okay, which ones are worthwhile. And I searched first for the Sodom and Gomorrah text and found a really great podcast on that one. A little bit salty, some foul language there, but the perspective is solid. Sort of the biblical exegesis and the things that they push on were actually really sound. And then I thought, well, I should start listening to podcasts on the wives submit to your husbands. And so I did a search, and I just did in my podcast app, wives submit. And it brought up a whole bunch of podcasts. And I immediately had this feeling of dread because I was like, what kind of crazy am I going to have to listen to? I want to offer you helpful perspective. I want to offer you things that sort of push in maybe some of the ways I'm pushing, and not in the traditional way of wives submit to your husbands at all costs, no matter what, whatever the abuse is, ones that are very heteronormative, that don't have conversation. That's not where I'm trying to lead us. That's not the alternative perspective I'm wanting us to think through. And yet, the first podcast that I started to listen to very much was that. And I thought, oh, I had this sort of Lucille Ball moment, like, ooh, how many more of these do I have to listen to? Who can I recruit to help listen through so that we can find the good ones without me having to listen to all of the very conservative, traditional stuff that just creates more baggage? I didn't find immediate solutions, so I'm wading my way through podcasts so that we can offer you something. But know that part of the reason these texts are problematic is because the way the church has historically dealt with them. And for a lot of us, when we see a particular text ready to go, or the scripture, or we hear it, our first thought is very Lucille Ball. Ooh. I'm not sure that I can redeem these texts for us. I'm not sure that's what my job is, but my job is to try and help us understand them more appropriately, more properly, more fully within the full context of Scripture. And if you're having some trepidation and hesitation and wariness about us doing that, I 100% get it. And we're working hard to do our best to offer a perspective that is healthy, that is fruitful, and that is faithful. Take care, friends.